Welcome to Ketchup with Max and Jose. Today we are doing a Q&A. That was not meant to rhyme like Dr. Seuss.
So, early last year, I asked some questions on one of the previous videos that I would set out to poll. So, hey, everyone submit your own questions. And I went out to our Reddit page. We have a tasting history subreddit that's been growing. And a lot of people submitted comments and questions, and
then we did nothing with them.
I collected them all.
You collected them.
I was saving them, and they were appreciating in value. So here,
yes,
a year later,
all the better, because that's how that works.
They're getting a dedicated episode. So
excellent.
Here we are. So a lot of these questions are questions that you get here and there, and honestly, I feel like we've kind of addressed some of these, but we also gotten.
But it's been a while.
It's been a while. We've gotten new people. Things have changed. Yeah. So let's start with the first one, Mr. Miller. Do you get recognized while out and about like a celebrity? And if so, how do you feel about it?
I do. It actually just happened last night. We went to go see Amadeus at the Pasadena Playhouse, and somebody during intermission came up. They recognized me from the channel. Honestly, it's fun. At first, it was I don't know what the word is. It was awkward, I guess, at first, because I'm not good at it. Like, it's like, why do you recognize, and I didn't know what to say, but I've gotten much better about actually like talking to the person and stuff. And everybody's really been wonderful. It's fun. And what's actually more fun though, is when I'm with my parents and it happens, because they get a real kick out of it. I like that more.
Yeah, there you go. What's interesting is we live in LA, and he gets recognized more when we travel. And in the airports and then just in other countries. Because here in LA, we have actual real celebrities, movie stars.
Also, the fact that I never leave the house when I'm here. Yes. I only go to a few places. So.
Yeah, he's always working. So
unless they recognize me at the Habit Burger. And they do, but only because I'm that guy who comes to the Habit Burger all the time.
And gets the same order, 2 or 3 chicken breasts. Yeah. And that actually answers another question that came up recently. It's like, how do you guys stay in shape? It's like, well, Max tends to eat healthy. And I kind of...
Only when I'm here. Because when we travel, then we eat
all bets are off when we travel.
Yeah.
But we try and eat healthy, and we go to the gym between 3 and 5 or 6 times a week, depending. Because we both have a gym membership, and he has a trainer, so
because otherwise I would just sit
balloon
here and balloon
because
I did during COVID.
I ballooned too. Yeah,
didn't we all?
Okay. Next question: where do all the Pokemon live, and is there a room, or are they in a big box? Is there a list so that they all have a go equally?
They all have a goat.
A go, like a chance.
So all of the Pokemon are in Jose's office, because really the Pokemon master in this family is Jose. They take up a whole wall and like a corner. Mm-hmm. And I've been trying to get him to get better shelving to better organize them, because they're like, 6 deep, 7 deep. So when you want one from the inside, you have to like pull them all out, and they all end up on the floor. But Ollie enjoys that, our cat, because he can go in and knock them out. Show the video of that.
Yeah, so cute. They like to sit in there. Honestly, it's an improvement from where we were at our original place, which they were just laid out in a bed. And honestly, I have
like 3 times as many now.
I have over 400 now. I need to count, but it's a lot. It's a lot. And then as far as keeping
definitely
track,
more than that, because we've done like 300 episodes.
I've been saying 400 probably for a year or two,
but
I need to count. Anyway, they're organized by color, which is nice and good to the eye, but then there's only so much room, and then there's so many water Pokemon and so many grass Pokemon, and there's gray ones and white ones, and again.
But you keep a list.
I do have a running list of every plushie
and what episode they've been used in.
Yes, I don't update as often, but I do have a box that I kind of go through, and so I've collected all of Kanto, all of Johto. I have most of Alola. It didn't have a lot in that region, but I'm just missing one. But anyway, so it's a growing list. It's organized, and I don't repeat often, but it has happened a few times. Just
like if there's a Pokemon that's just too perfect,
and we've used it before,
like the Egyptian one,
Cufford. giggies.
He's been used a few times and stuff like that because they're just like, this is too perfect. And there aren't a lot.
Or unfortunately, like for Stonehenge, there's this Stonehenge Pokemon, Stonejourner.
But he's not out, right?
But the plushie's not out, and it's just like, well, we would use it.
Because a lot of times people are like, oh, you should have used this.
It's a perfect one. It's like,
it doesn't exist, or it's sold out, or you can only get it in Japan.
Which we import. But anyway, next question. What's been the most expensive recipe to execute? And any ingredients, special equipment that required that made it expensive?
Haggis. I had to fly all the way to Scotland. I had to hire a videographer. I had to pay a butcher to basically find me get all these ingredients. Haggis. I mean, just the cost of the flight alone. But
that aside,
as a dish, I don't know, because there aren't any that are like crazy expensive, I don't think.
I think there's a few ingredients here and there.
You know what? Oh, probably the kangaroo, which ended up not being good, because that single piece of meat was $110.
Yeah. So
that was pretty expensive. I don't think I've ever spent more than like $150 on ingredients, and usually it's more like $20, $30, with meat. Meat is expensive and stuff. Sometimes if I'm using a certain liquor, that can bump up the price, but nothing crazy. What actually ends up being more expensive are the props. Sometimes, like, I'm planning to do a video on what it was like to eat on the Concorde, on the airplane. And besides the fact that I just had to buy the Lego set for it, I also want to get the silverware and stuff. And the thing is, I found them, but they're pricey because they're like from the 70s. So it's like, oh, this plate's $180. So we'll see if we end up doing that. But that's usually what ends up pushing up the price.
All right. 2 remarks to all of that. A few comments from Australians saying, we think you ate bad kangaroo meat.
That could be.
Could be the case.
Could be.
I don't know. And second thing is, you did buy a new Mixmaster machine thing. What do you call that? The thing in the back, that green thing?
Oh, the stand mixer?
A stand mixer. Oh, clearly I don't...
Mixmaster.
I don't cook. I don't bake.
KitchenAid is
the KitchenAid. You bought a new stand mixer, but you bought it for the sugar plum. You bought that so you could get an attachment.
Did, because my stand mixer. That's true.
Yeah,
sugar plums.
Keep it honest.
That's because I blocked that episode out of my mind. The panning machine that I used for that would only go into one version of the stand mixer, and it's the smaller version, and I only had the bigger version, so I was like, all right, I gotta get the smaller one so it goes in there, because otherwise I would have to actually buy a panner, and those are like $5,000, so I ended up saving money.
Girl math. It's like, yeah.
That is offensive to everyone.
All right, there you go. All right, so next question is, are there any ingredients you first discovered from a historical recipe that you now use in your off-camera cooking?
It's terrible. I don't do a lot of off-camera cooking. Some, but not much. Partly because, like I said, my day-to-day is very boring, simply because I'm usually saving my calories for travel. We travel a lot, and I eat a lot when I travel, so it's always like fighting against that. But also because after cooking all day for the show, the last thing I want to do, quite honestly, is cook for myself. So, we have like meal services, like meal kits and stuff like that. So I kind of follow the recipe.
There you go.
That's the honest truth. I'm sorry.
But that being said, we've learned a lot about ingredients all over the world. Like we're not cooking with them, but new
when I can find something that somebody else who's cooking with.
All right, next question. I really appreciate how flawlessly you can pronounce some of these complicated names during your lessons. How much practice do you do before filming?
A lot, usually, and it's not always flawless. but I try to do my best, and usually I try to get a native speaker to record it for me. Sometimes I don't, and that is to my detriment, either because I can't find one or because I thought that I knew how to pronounce something. And if you think you know, well, why would you get somebody else to teach you how to do something that you already know? But then it turns out I didn't know.
I think he
you don't
means
know
the
what you don't know.
Spanish. There's been a few Spanish words,
There
or a lot of Spanish words.
No, because usually I ask him. But
Not all.
and yeah, so yeah, but I do practice.
Yeah, and I think a little more color to that is you mentioned that you have a degree in classical music, so
And singing,
so you're aware
so I
of
have
some
a good
of
ear.
the languages around.
Yeah.
So while you may not be able to speak all of them, you at least have.
Yeah, people are always like, you can speak blah 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 blah. No, I can pronounce blah 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 blah.
All right. Next question. What have you read recently that you've enjoyed? And do you have a genre of fiction do you prefer?
So the genre of fiction that I prefer is either like old classics, like Charles Dickens, the Brontes, that kind of thing, or I like historical fiction. I do read a lot of historical fiction. Unfortunately, I don't read nearly as much as I used to because I'm reading all the time for the show. And so my eyes are dead by the end of the day because all I do pretty much is read and write for the show. So when I do read something, it's rarely fiction because it's usually for the show or for simply like research for something to maybe work on. But I did recently read, I think it's called The Fall of Giants by Ken Follett, who is one of my favorite authors. And it's about kind of the lead up to World War I. It's very well done.
There you go. I used to read a lot. I don't read as much anymore, but I recently just bought my first book in a long time. It's called Whalefall, but I'm reading it for work. Disney's releasing
And to help you go to sleep at
a
night.
movie based on this book. So it's coming out later this year, and I want to kind of, what is it all about? So there you go. Next question. Are there any recipes you considered but ultimately did not try?
Too many to count.
Give me two.
I'll give you two. They're usually, gosh, I'm trying to think. I mean, they're usually because they include ingredients that I'm not particularly excited to eat, like brains. And since I've recently had brains when we were in Jordan, I am not excited to try them again. I did not care for the texture. Not a lot of flavor in them. But there are a lot of ancient Roman recipes that call for brains and stuff that I've like looked at and I'm like,
Any specific animal?
It's usually lamb brains or calf brains in those recipes particularly, or different birds, but mostly birds that I don't have access
Bird
to
brains?
anyway. Bird brains.
Interesting.
And then there are a few recipes where I want to do it, but it's just, I just don't think it'll make a good video necessarily. Because what I have found is, with few exceptions, the dish is not what makes a video do well, or even makes the video good. It is the history, the story behind the dish. And so even though maybe I want to do the dish, I'm like, but I don't have anything to talk about really.
Yeah. I thought the cock and trees would do better than it did.
Yeah,
Which
still
was
sad about that.
A
That's
suckling
actually,
pig.
that's one of the most expensive dishes because that
Stitched.
pig was $200.
There you go. Still answering
And the
his questions.
capon was 75. Yeah, that was expensive.
His memory's not that great.
That was 6 years
He's
ago.
been doing it for 6 years.
It was 5 years ago, actually. I did it on the first anniversary.
Oh, that's what it was, yes. But anyway, check out the cock and trees episode.
Cock and trees,
It's a
baby.
little horrifying,
It is.
but it's interesting. All right, next question. People want to ask, how are the cats doing?
They're doing great.
And have they messed up any of the dishes?
Oh. No, they haven't messed up any of the dishes.
Actually,
Except sometimes I see a Milo hair in the picture
well,
afterward.
yeah, that's unfortunate.
And
No,
our old cat ate some of the food.
yes, Jamie had eaten some of the food, but actually, I think, was it 2 years ago when you made tang pie?
Oh, that was the worst night ever. So, yes, so I made tang pie. They didn't ruin it because I had already taken a picture and everything. Are you going to get them?
Yeah.
So I had already taken the picture and done the tasting and everything, but I left it out on the counter. And the cats had never been on the counter. They were both babies at the time, Milo and Ollie, and Cersei would never.
Here's the culprit. This is Mr. Ollie who ate the tang pie. Well, actually, we don't know.
We don't know, but I think it was Ollie who ate a fair portion, like a good half slice. The thing is, tang is chock full of citric acid, which is very dangerous to cats. So like I was on the phone with animal poison control and trying to figure out, like, they were like, okay, well, how much tang was in it? And then how much of the other ingredients? We were trying to figure it out. And in the end, they were like, oh yeah, that's not nearly enough. Basically, he licked the outside of an orange. He's fine. But it took like hours of me freaking out to figure that out.
Thank God for artificial flavors
Yeah.
and ingredients.
Yeah. So, citric
right.
acid, don't give it to your cats.
Say hi, Ollie. Hello. Yeah. All right. Anyway, next question.
Your turn next, Milo.
Yeah, he's next. Ooh, I'm watching you, buddy. Are there any long-term projects like Garum that you want to tackle, or circumstances preventing you from doing it?
Yes, there are several that I want to tackle. Kimchi is one of them. Soy sauce is another one. I want to do sort of potted meat. I want to do, there are a number of them. I wouldn't say that circumstances are stopping me, except that the circumstances are, I have to start it so far ahead that like I'm not thinking that far ahead. And I am very, very close to being done with the cookbook, and that's kind of been taking up so much time. Once that's done, I'll be able to, because I actually want to do like a whole preservation month and talk about like salt pork and make salt pork and some other preserved foods, which of course will take a long time.
That's a great idea.
I think so.
I think so too.
After the book.
After the book.
Should be done in like 3 weeks.
And when he's about done, he's going to treat himself to a Switch 2 and Pokopia to see what all the fuss is about.
And not before, because
otherwise
then I won't work on the book.
Will not be finished because I'm losing sleep playing this game. It's addicting. Okay, real quick, because I don't know what it is. What is potted meat?
It is meat in a pot. It's literally basically, it's kind of like if you stored meat in a jar. There are so many different ways of making it is the thing. So there isn't one way. One of the older ways is you basically chop up the meat with different spices, and then you put it into a pot and you seal that with fat. And so there's like this layer of fat that kind of trickles down and seals it in. So that's one way. There are other methods. It's kind of like an early form of canning. If you know how they put wax when you home can things.
Do you? I don't know how to home can. I do get a lot of
home jar.
a lot of people, it's like jarring and stuff.
Yeah,
and it's
jarring.
just like my fruit trees are not doing anywhere near enough for,
Yeah.
or barely. I get one at a time.
Yeah.
We're not there yet, but
jar this one
eventually
strawberry.
I'll pick up a new hobby.
Yeah,
but
canning, it's jarring that my grandma would put wax on top. She made jams all the time.
Got it. Last question. What culture or what era is this being done? Or is it just...
So it's done in a lot of places. Most the potted meat by that name is English, British, but they did it all over, but that's where I find most of the recipes. And you start to see them in like the late Tudor, early Stuart era, very popular in the 18th and early 19th century.
Yeah. Well, there you go. Potted meat coming soon to Tasting History.
Maybe.
All All right, next question is who does the set dressing? I'll take that. I do. It tends to be pretty straightforward. There's not a lot going on in our set. It's our kitchen, 2 counters. Max sits in the center. So I just kind of put stuff on the side. I mean, it tends to be a lot of the same stuff, to be honest. There's a little rotation. Depending on the era of the recipe, I'll be like, okay, well, this seems fine, this seems good, or too modern, not ancient enough. But for the most part, it's pretty straightforward. I don't know.
You also picked the Pokemon.
Yeah. So with the Pokemon, but different.
Because I give him this. So after I've written the script, I give it to him to read just for clarity. Like if he's like, this doesn't make any sense, or don't forget you need to mention this or whatever. And then at the end of him reading that, he'll come up with an idea for the Pokemon.
Next question. Have you ever made a recipe that you enjoyed so much that it became part of your dinner rotation?
My dinner rotation, no, but the pecan pie, more than anything, is made very often at basically every family gathering at this point, I feel. Definitely like Thanksgiving and Christmas, my whole family wants the 1914 syrupless pecan pie. There are other things that I've made multiple times, but that's the one that's like a lot.
Yeah, the one I want him to do more often when he does cook, if ever, would be the Chef Boyardee spaghetti sauce, because
Yeah,
that's
really good.
an amazing, yummy sauce, and I think the carrots are the secret to it. So check it out and make it if you have not.
Yes.
All right, next question. Are there any dishes that you have shied away from doing because they've been covered by other YouTubers?
I was actually just kind of thinking about this today. Mushroom ketchup is the one. I feel like that's Townsend's territory. There are other things that are very much his territory that I've, hardtack and but the thing is we attack things so differently that I feel like that's okay. But like I'd probably do like walnut ketchup or grape ketchup instead of mushroom ketchup the next time I do another ketchup because of that. But because I was watching a YouTuber who does history, and he's stopping. And one of his reasons, he had lots of reasons and they're all valid, but one of his reasons was that he feels like, so many other history channels have kind of come in and do everything, and so now he doesn't need to do anything. No, it's not me. It's more like history of war kind of stuff is the stuff that he tackles more often than not. And so I had that thought, and I was like, oh gosh, yeah. I mean, what happens when everybody's covered all these topics that I want to cover? And the answer is, I just do them anyway. Because the audience is always churning, and it's finding new people are finding new creators all the time and everything. So not everybody has seen every one of my videos. In fact, other than him, I don't think anybody has. But another reason is, beef bourguignon, famous recipe that Julia Child did. Did other cookbook authors say, well, I can't put beef bourguignon in my cookbook because Julia Child kind of did the quintessential? Of course not, because they make it their own. And every time I cover a topic or cover a dish, I make it my own. So I'll just keep doing it. In fact, I want to do some of the things that I've already done because I could do it differently now. So
that's right, because that first year, a lot of your episodes were under 10 minutes.
7 or 8 minutes. The entire history of cheesecake I covered in 2.5 minutes.
But that was episode 2.
Well, but I'm saying, like, I need to do it again.
Support that.
Yeah.
If you're going to make that cheesecake again.
There are so many dishes I could do again, so many histories I could talk about again, more so than the dish. I think the history I could really zhuzh up.
That's fair. All right, I'm going to skip one question, but I'll go back to it. And the next one, which leads from this one, is when are you going to get to the Townsend kitchen?
Say that again? When am I going to get to Townsend's kitchen? I don't know. It's hard. We were in contact with each other, but it's been a long time since I've talked to him. So
say hi.
I don't know. Yeah, I just need to reach out. Email him.
All right. And the next one is, are you considering doing collabs with other history food channels? I always think about you when I watch Dylan Hollis.
I would love to do something with Dylan, now covered in cat hair.
Oh, well, since we're looking over here at my shirt, this is not an official tasting history shirt.
Oh, yeah.
We were on the Danube cruise with fans, and one of the fans got us both shirts, designed it, and got us both shirts in the perfect size and stickers. So thank you. Yes. You know who you are. Appreciate it. We're still rocking it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What were we talking about?
Dylan Hollis.
Oh, yeah. No, I'd love to do something with Dylan. Honestly, he's like I think the number one person that I think it would be fun to do something with. Cooking with Congress, I think he's a lot of fun. He's actually here in Los Angeles. So I think when he has his new book come out, I think we're going to do something together next year or something like that. Yeah. Okay. It's more historians, actually, that I would love to work with, though. Makes sense. I mean, we're not exactly the Hollywood type. We're not out there schmoozing. We're just a bunch of nerds. I only 20 minutes ago figured out how to use 2 microphones with 1 camera. Yeah, it's been rough, and we've been doing this, doing it for 6 years. Yeah, but you know, I always forget how to use the audio quality. I do like my one thing. I know how to make my style of video with only me, and anytime that changes, it's just an absolute nightmare. Change is hard. Don't do it. But your lighting has gotten better. My lighting has gotten better. Yes, yeah. It has. Yes. All right, next question. From the first book, what's behind the book dedication that says, "For Jose and his endless patience"? Because this man has endless patience, and I have 0 patience. I get frustrated very quickly, and I make it very known. And I don't... I was going to say I don't take it out on people, but sometimes I feel like I take it out on you. No, I try not to take it out on people. You don't. I take it out on myself. I'm the only one around. Well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. He is very patient, and that book frustrated me so much. The second one is much more frustrating. But he was always there to like calm me down. I'll be honest. Talk me off. I am the villain. I try to stop him from doing a second yes one. To things, I know. Because he said yes, because he enjoyed meeting the fans and the tour. Yeah. And whatever came with it that he forgot. Forgot how hard it was. Supposed to do the second book. The process was. I'm not asking for a second dedication, but I am curious. I think my mom will kill me. Who the second dedication will go to? I'm surprised your mom didn't get the first one. I know. Either that or my grandpa. And yeah, no. So, and it was also like during COVID still. Yeah, so it was just a different time, and I needed his patience. Yeah, and he gave it to me. Very patient. It's true. This is how I know I took these questions so long ago, and maybe they didn't know. Are you still making a second book of cookery? And I am. Oh, but going back to another reason why you were patient, we were in the old apartment. Yeah. When I was writing that, and our house by the end, when we moved, was just absolutely like full. You could not walk around with like cooking utensils and different flowers and stuff. The place was an absolute storage unit. So. Very patient. Yes, I am working on a second cookbook, Recipe for Disaster. All the recipes have to do with different disasters and wars and conflicts throughout history. I think it's going to be fun and educational about disasters and fun. But I think it's going to be good. I'm almost there. Okay. Next question. Are there any plans to expand the channel? Not really. I mean, expand in what way? I want to put out more episodes now that the book is about done. So like an extra episode each month. Yeah. Maybe a podcast. There you go. But not really expanding. Like I'm not looking to bring on any help. I like working alone. I'm big enough. Yeah, I mean, it's so much work just to even do this channel. Yeah. Taking vacation, the period up to a vacation. Yeah, because I make videos while I'm gone. Working ahead, and he's already working every day of the week. Yeah. I don't think it's realistic. But if anyone has an idea of what they want, I mean, put it in the comments. We're all ears. There's no such thing as a bad idea. But also, if we do a podcast, I've had lots of ideas, but they keep like churning and changing and stuff. What kind of podcast would you want to see covered?
Yeah.
Like, what would you want? And it would probably live on this channel, but maybe not. I don't know.
Audio forward, but I think in the end of the day, we want to offer more, but we need something that's a lighter lift. Like a history-focused only podcast makes more sense because you don't have to cook and you can be on camera. And sure, people who prefer a visual element, but the focus will be listening to it, hence the podcast. But yeah, so let's see what happens. We just got to get past the book.
Almost there.
Make sure you pre-order it whenever it's available.
Whenever.
We don't know yet. We will soon. All right, next question. When will we see a tasting history video on soy sauce or noodles?
Oh, I just mentioned soy sauce. So I was going to do soy sauce, but there are so many old ways of making it, and I kind of got like, I don't know which one to do, and paralysis, and so I didn't do it. So I'm not sure, honestly, when you'll see that, but it's on my list, probably for Preservation Month, whenever that happens. Noodles, just in general, that's going to be a big video. I don't know.
I feel like didn't you do like a Japanese video on noodles?
But on a specific noodle.
type
like
of noodle.
I did specifically udon noodles, I believe. Mm-hmm. Or were they soba noodles? Maybe they were soba noodles. So yeah, just on generic noodles, even if it was just East Asian noodles, that would be a whole thing. I don't know. I think it'll probably be more like individual noodle dishes. I got to do pad thai, one of my favorites. We should have that for dinner.
I want Thai for dinner. It's Sunday, so we're doing subtitled dinner, and I want.
He spends
Thai
his
food.
Sunday nights doing subtitles, and so we order in.
Yeah. Okay. Next question. What's a job you'd love to try, though you could never do it?
Oh, wait. I could do this, so that doesn't work.
Yeah. Give us that one.
Either train driver or steam shovel driver. Steam shovel operator is probably less likely because I don't know that they actually use steam shovels anymore. There are modern versions, but I would like an original steam shovel or a train driver. Either one of those. Or my other dream job is miniature manufacturer, maker. Like making miniature models. Like if you go to a building and they have like a model of the building in the building, I want to make those models.
There you go.
So it's not that I couldn't do any of those things. I think I could. I would have to learn, but
There you go.
I'm too busy.
If I wasn't at Disney doing marketing, nursing is what I wanted to do. Although watching shows like The Pit make me, I know it's an emergency room
Steam shovel driver. Steam shovel driver.
But I do love the idea of healthcare and taking care of people. And but even more reason why I appreciate nurses very much. So shout out to all the nurses out there. Barbara was one of the ones on a cruise ship we had a great time with. So
Riz.
Everyone, love you nurses. Okay, and the last question is, I don't like this one.
Boy, it's your question. Sorry about it.
It's to me. Are you, Jose, becoming more adventurous in trying some of the dishes that Max cooks on the show? Max says no. I say yes. Most recently, he almost poisoned me with one of the World War I or II dishes that had bouillon and mincemeat and raisins and who knows what else.
I actually really liked it.
I still don't understand what you liked about it, but it looked like dog food when you were preparing it, and you were like, "Oh, this is interesting," and it was not. It was foul.
So, go on.
No, you go on.
So, while I don't think he's necessarily gotten more adventurous in tasting what I am making, he has definitely become more adventurous in eating in general. But that I chalk up not to anything I'm doing. It is to all the travel that we've been doing. When we were in Scotland, every morning he tried a different Scottish dish that he didn't think he would enjoy, like haggis and black pudding.
Did I enjoy it?
You didn't enjoy them, but you tried them.
Yeah,
that's all that matters.
I enjoyed the haggis more, but it was definitely very crumbly.
It's the texture.
Yeah, it was
wasn't
kind of
very
like,
crumbly.
Yeah,
haggis.
and honestly,
kind of a weird
maybe not the highest quality, but I think our hotel was fancy enough that I was just like, okay,
It's nice. There are different ways to make haggis
Yeah.
too, you know, different consistencies and everything. This one was particularly crumbly.
Yeah.
But we did I like it when it's like a kind of a sliceable haggis.
It was sliced. But whatever, a different preparation. Anyway, if you have any questions, suggestions, keep it coming. Make sure to subscribe to this channel. It's Ketchup with Max and Jose, not Tasting History, but you know, we're all one family here. And stay tuned. And I think upcoming episode, I don't know what I'm going to talk about next. I do owe
Any ideas? Throw them out there.
a gardening episode, a dedicated gardening episode. So I'll have some tips and information and update on the garden, because I was looking at our garden from 2 years ago and I was like, oh wow, things have changed. So I'm excited to show that and talk about that. May you grab Mr. Milo, because you owe the fans.
Now
a
I'm
cat
going to be
sighting,
covered in hair.
because that's your fault, because you didn't
here,
show
buddy.
him last time.
Oh, look at this
There
purring
he
boy.
is, the apple of Max's eye. He gets a lot of camera time.
He does.
Because he's so floofy.
He spends his days with me. That's the thing.
He's a cuddle bug. Look at him. Look at the camera, Mr. Milo. It loves you. When we adopted the kitty, they're like, oh yeah, he's a medium hair cat. And it's like,
Lies.
there is nothing medium about this hair. It's long.
And silky.
But and you carry a piece of him everywhere you go, because he's so.
Yep. No, I'm covered.
Oh, that's okay. I'm sorry.
Sorry.
That's
Like
what
I
lint rollers
said,
are made for.
sometimes, because I'll be cooking or whatever, and I don't see it, and then I'll like look at a picture that I took of the food. See, it's in there. I'll take a look at the picture, and I'm like, there's a Milo hair right going across that meatball or whatever. And you know what? I don't have the skills to edit it out, so I just leave it.
Moving on to the next.
People know I'm a crazy cat lady, I guess.
We're crazy cat ladies, and that's okay. Well, anyway, make sure to like and subscribe. Check us out on Instagram at Tasting History with Max Miller or World Against Jose. And we will see you very soon.
Ciao.
Adios.
I'm trying to edit videos, but you know, we have cats here who are distracting.